May I share a story that might shift your views on time, money, and the limitations we place on ourselves? Several years ago, I found myself in a whirlwind of responsibilities. Do you know that feeling? An overwhelming list, short on time, and a lingering pressure pressing down on me. Each day began with an overwhelming sense of urgency, as if I was already behind schedule. The moment I woke up, my mind raced through tasks left undone and bills still unpaid. Each day felt like an exhausting competition I never prepared for, and one I couldn't step away from. During that period, I met a remarkable person named Mira. She radiated wisdom, grounding energy, and commanded attention effortlessly. Her calm demeanor felt like she wasn't merely living but rather experiencing a deep partnership with life itself. One day, I found myself pouring my troubles out to her, yearning to relieve my burdens. I expressed my feelings like this: I'm utterly exhausted. Time slips away before I finish anything. Even when I'm done, the financial stress lingers. I can't seem to exhale. Mira listened patiently, letting my words settle until I found some composure. Then, she turned to me and said, "This reminds me of someone I know, Daniel." My curiosity piqued. I leaned forward. "Daniel was among the most diligent people I've known," she continued. "He built an impressive facade, a thriving business, financial success, and numerous clients. Yet, inside, he was always worn out, constantly anxious. Not just about failing but about never having enough time, rest, money, or peace, never sufficient." Mira explained how Daniel struggled with stillness. Every attempt to find peace was interrupted by nagging thoughts about his unfinished tasks. Regardless of his accomplishments, nothing felt adequate. He lived in a constant state of tension, always striving for a destination that felt elusive. This profoundly resonated with me. What she articulated mirrored my way of life. She elaborated on how feeling overwhelmed, the tightness in my chest and breathlessness, wasn't just stress. It was a bold signal. A clear indication that I was blocking myself from the solutions I craved. Operating with a scarcity mindset, whether it was time, money, or energy, I was unknowingly closing the door on support, creativity, and a natural flow that could truly assist me. For quite a while, Daniel remained ensnared in this pattern. Overwhelmed again and again. Hyper-focusing on everything he had to tackle. Feeling even more burdened. Convinced he needed to push harder. And so, the cycle perpetuated. Mira remarked, "It's as futile as trying to put out a fire with gasoline. You're tackling symptoms, not the root problem." Then she offered a piece of wisdom that I'll always treasure: you can't continue narrating the same story of lack and expect different results. The universe responds to your energy. If you radiate scarcity, that's precisely what will circle back to you. At first, I resisted. It seemed almost magical, perhaps overly optimistic. Yet, she wasn't asking me to feign joy. Rather, she invited me to adjust my perspective, softly and steadily. Mira recounted how Daniel eventually broke free from his cycle. He didn't quit his job or stumble on sudden wealth. He merely shifted his focus. Instead of starting each day dreading his commitments, he asked himself, "What if my day could flow?" He swapped "I don't have enough time" for "Today, I have time for what truly matters." He changed "I can't afford that" to "I'm open to new income opportunities coming my way." These were not mere affirmations, they were small shifts in his mindset. And what followed began to transform everything. Mira explained that Daniel's inner transformation came first, before any external changes. He experienced newfound creativity, inspiration, and ease. Clients started reaching out, tasks were completed with unexpected efficiency, and resources began appearing. Not because the world transformed overnight, but because he did. His emotional state shifted, and everything around him began to align accordingly. Mira locked eyes with me and asserted, "The same energy that constructs entire worlds is right there for you. You need to align with it. Stop fixating on the problem long enough to allow the solution in." I sat there, absorbing her message. It sank deep within me. I realized I had been clinging to a narrative of stress and scarcity like it was a badge of honor. I mistook constant busyness for value, believing that financial anxiety was synonymous with responsibility. In truth, it simply ensnared me in the trap of never enough. So, I resolved to replicate what Daniel had done. I didn't overhaul my life. Instead, I began to forge a new narrative. Gradually, with intention, I started affirming, "I'm open to ease. Support flows to me. There's ample time for what truly matters." And slowly, things began to shift. Not just the outcomes, but my inner state. I ceased waking in a state of panic. I started recognizing small miracles, friends offering help, projects unfolding effortlessly, unexpected funds arriving. Most importantly, I felt liberated. Not because I had everything, but because I stopped resisting all of it. And I want you to realize, you too can attain this. No matter your current situation, your plans, or your financial state, you can tell a new story. One of trust, openness, and possibility. True freedom doesn't only manifest when everything aligns perfectly. It begins when you shift your feelings. From there, everything else will fall into place. So, if what I shared resonates with you, take a deep breath. Release the pressure. Consider telling yourself today, everything is unfolding for me. Even now. Even if I can't see it yet. That's where your journey begins.